Hi there to everyone watching and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video which is looking at semi-final 2 of the Lithuanian national selection Eurovizija.LT. Now I have already reacted to the semi-final 1 results last week, and if you want to check out that video I'll leave a link up above on the screen. But in this video what I'm going to do is listen to a recap of all 8 performances and let you know my thoughts on all of the songs. I will then watch the 2 qualifiers in full and give you my opinions on those qualifiers, and just let you know my general thoughts on the second semi-final. Before I get into that, I'll be very much keen to hear what you think, so please do let me know your thoughts down below on show 2 and the qualifiers and what your thoughts are. There will be timestamps as well below if you want to jump ahead to certain points of the video. If you do enjoy this video, please do consider clicking the like button, as it helps a lot with the algorithms and everything like that. Please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be informed on all future video releases. And please also feel free to follow me on Instagram, where I upload loads of Eurovision related material. But without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so I've got the second semi-final recap video up here from Eurovizija, and as I always do say, please do go and check out their videos and show support to them, because they put these recaps together that make reacting so much easier. So we started with Andreas, of course 2013 representative, and I gotta be honest, this song for me didn't really do an whole lot. I know his 2013 entry isn't one of the most popular Eurovision songs of all time, but I do quite enjoy it. But yeah, for me, this song, quite basic and simple, and yeah, wasn't really something that stood out particularly. Okay, Ellie with Rock My Body, it sort of they gave that 80s disco vibe, and I think it was very interesting that this was paired together with Aistè's song that qualified, because they were both giving that disco vibe, although Aistè's was more in that kind of 70s camp disco, whereas this was a bit more 80s cool disco, but they're still both disco in a way, and I think it was interesting that they were paired together. I did really enjoy this song. I think she was a strong performer. Vocals maybe not perfect, but overall it was a strong package. I had 3 songs that I particularly enjoyed in this semi-final, and this was one of them, so sad to see it not progress, I will say. Okay, so is it Davidas? We're pronouncing his name, not too sure. This was one that I did see like written about quite a bit. So I was a bit shocked and surprised that it didn't qualify. It was one of the ones that was in my top 3 as well, so I would have really liked to have seen this qualify. The song I really did enjoy. His vocals did take me back a little bit, because I wasn't expecting something quite so I was expecting a deeper vocal than what we actually got, so that was a bit of a surprise and took me back a little bit. But once I got into it, I got into it quite well. The staging for me wasn't perfect. I felt it was quite an intimate song, and there was a bit too much of sort of far back camera angles. So I'm sad that this didn't make it through to the final, because I would really like to have seen that kind of fixed up and polished. This was my favourite of the semi-final, so very disappointed that this didn't qualify, and a little bit surprised if I'm honest as well. But yeah. Okay, so Aistè, We Will Rule the World, of course it qualified, so I will be coming back to this again after the recap to listen to in full. And the same here with Žalvarinis, they qualified, so I'll be covering this in full shortly. Okay, so Paula, It Is What It Is, together with Eli and Davidis. This was one of the other songs that I had in my top 3, and I would have liked to see qualify. For me, it was 3 from those 2. So it wasn't a great result for me. You can probably already guess. I really did like this song. It's got a nice sort of urban, modern vibe. She was a very good performer. The only problem I had, and it's quite a big problem, is that the staging, there was basically no staging. It was just alone on the stage, and they had some shots where it was like completely like a right stage, and you could really see just how big it was and just how small she looked there. And I feel that left her quite exposed in a way, and I think that took away from the song as well. So unfortunate, but yeah, again, I would have really liked to see this qualify, but wasn't to be, sadly. Then Thomas G with Us. To be honest, there wasn't really much about this that particularly stood out to me. It was very typical sort of boy bandy pop song. So yeah, for me that was one that really didn't do much or grab me or anything. And then the last one here, Multix. It's got a nice sort of British indie vibe. But yeah, I think we've seen better versions of it in national finals previously. So yeah, wasn't particularly crazy about this one either. So first of the 2 we're going to check out is Aistè with We Will Rule the World. And as I did touch upon earlier, this does bring the 70s disco vibe. You know, and it comes in quite strongly with the piano player, the backing dancers, the styling. They're all very strong 70s vibe, which I do like because it is creating the mood and the vibe. Good things I could say about this. So as I said, neither of the 2 that made it through are in my personal top 3 at the weekend. She's got very good stage presence. She's selling the song a lot. You know, she's bringing the fun vibe. She gets you involved and into it. So that's all very strong. Downside is that I do feel that vocally at times she was off quite a bit. Her vocals are not the strongest, and yeah, just in general they don't really project very much, I found. So that was one thing. I also find the song and the staging and the performance all very sort of overly camp and cheesy and over the top, and it almost felt very cruise ship kind of cabaret, not novelty, but when you kind of have these groups that are doing imitations of like better known groups. I can't think of what the word is now, but it all just felt kind of like that. It felt like a group of people putting on a show of 70s music. And yeah, it just didn't come across as fully authentic in a way. So yeah, that for me was a real big stumbling block with this song. And I think the song itself is very simple and basic as well. There's not much progression in it either. So quite surprised that it qualified, if I am being brutally honest, especially as it came first in the jury vote in this semi-final. So yeah, quite a shock qualifier for me personally. So the second of the qualifiers was Žalvarinis with Gaudė, Vējai. Again, probably pronouncing these completely incorrectly. But yeah, like I said with Aistè, these weren't in my top 3 either. These were probably my 4th and 5th placed songs of the 8 in this semi-final. This delivered the kind of almost Celtic ethnic rock vibes. Starting off here with strong vocals there. And I am liking the rock aspects that are coming in. It is a bit of sort of 80s rock vibes there in many ways too. But it's enjoyable. I think one thing I will say is I did just generally find the chorus there to be a little bit uninspired. It didn't really do very much. You know, it's good vocals there, but it wasn't really a vocal that or a chorus that particularly appealed to me. I feel this is a song that doesn't leave a lot to be discussed about either. It's a very kind of simple kind of ethnic rock song, but not really one that's in my genre of music that I generally vibe with. Now I'd argue as well that I feel that the song probably doesn't have a lot of progression. It doesn't do a lot. For me, it's kind of very all on the level. You know, we have got a bit of a kind of guitar solo bit there. And they are doing a bit of a more vocal gymnastic-y moments here. But then we kind of go back into that chorus that we've been getting over and over again. And it is a pretty repetitive song, I would say. So whilst semi-final 1 last week had 2 very strong qualifiers, I feel sadly this week, semi-final 2, in my opinion, has provided 2 lesser quality qualifiers. So there we go, those were my reactions to the 2 qualifiers in Lithuania, and also my reactions to the recap of all 8 performances. So as I was saying, not the qualifiers I would have personally put through. My favourite as Davidas Falma with Blood on Your Hands was my favourite from that semi-final. And for the second slot, I added between either Ile or Paula Urbana. I really did enjoy both of those songs, and they were there in my 2nd and 3rd place. And like I said, the 2 qualifiers, Aistè and Žalvarinis, they were kind of in my 4th and 5th. But I do feel that the quality of this heat was less than the quality of heat 1, semi-final 1. I felt that with Sylvester and Phoebe Gann, there were those 2 songs that were a clear standout and songs that were strong. And I feel like the 2 qualifiers here in particular from this semi-final are not up to the same level as those 2. But it is what it is, and hoping that the coming semi-finals will be up to a higher standard and we get some more strong songs in the final. But at the moment, I probably have Sylvester as my favourite of the 4 qualified songs so far. But those are just my thoughts. Please let me know your thoughts down below on semi-2 in Lithuania. If you did enjoy this video, please consider clicking the like button, as it helps a lot. Please do consider subscribing, hit the notification bell to be informed on all future video releases. Please follow me on Instagram if you would like to do so. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please do take care. And until the next time, goodbye.